Hey, Scott, how's it going?
Hey, Bill, shall I say
Hold on,
welcome
hold on one
back?
second. Let me make sure I got this muted.
Welcome back to another week of Cruise Talk Live. I'll welcome everybody in the chat, but I'll also welcome Bill back. I know we were talking about keeping the show. We were talking about canceling it, and we canceled it at last second. So all of our Cruise Talk Live fans out there, I'm sorry about last week, but Bill and I are back, and here we are. How are you doing this week, Bill?
Doing good, doing good. I can't complain. We were talking a little bit before we came on. It always feels strange whenever I miss like a week. It feels like I haven't been in here on a stream on a StreamYard live. Even though I did one from the ship, I still just doesn't feel the same.
It's like riding a bicycle. I did see that one on the ship too, so I'm kind of interested to hear. I know this isn't what this live is about, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts when you digest and when you end up doing a live. I think it may be tomorrow, or if you end up doing it next week. I can't wait to hear what you think about your last cruise.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do one tomorrow. What I thought about Royal and uh, yeah, it'll be interesting. My thoughts on Royal. It might surprise some people. Other people it might not surprise.
Ooh, you have a little teaser for banter with Bill. I love it.
I'm
I
trying.
love it.
I'm trying to get better at that.
I love it. I love it. So actually, we have a poll on both of our sides today. So whatever chat you're in, happily, I am happy to announce that we actually have the ability to do a chat on both sides. So the chat reads, Bill. It says, "Have you ever cruised to Alaska?" One, yes, every year, because I know there's some people out there that are like, "I go to Alaska every year. It doesn't matter what I do. I cruise to Alaska," and I've met some people like that. Two, yes, once. Bill, I think that might be you, or no, that's me. I've only been once. I've only been to
I've been
Alaska.
twice,
You've
and
been
I've been twice and plan on got one planned for next year.
so two times. You can still click the yes every year. You know, you went more than 1 year, so I'll let you click on that. Three says no, never. So no, never. I'm either not going. It's too cold for me. I don't want to go to Alaska, or no, I've never been. Four, no, but it's on my bucket list because Alaska could either be pricey or it could be one of those bucket list cruises like Bill and I have had a prior cruise talk live about. So interested to hear what you guys say. We'll end the poll at the end. I am super bad at that, so if I forget someone, please remind me. Bill, please remind me. But we will get back to that in just a little bit. But Bill, I'm actually really excited about this live, and I was talking your ear off. I think we've been talking about doing this live for a couple weeks. I'm excited because both you and I actually have been to this port and been to Alaska more than once in between us. I've been once. How many times have you been?
I've been twice. Again, been twice, and had one scheduled for uh, April of 2025.
Okay. So I'm really actually happy so I can lean on your expertise because I've learned so much from you. So we're going to continue to learn even more from you. You're going to learn from me. And if you guys stay to the end, we're going to tell you about some of our must packs that you must have to go to Alaska. I have a few. I even have some show and tell over here. So I have all of my items. Bill has some of his must packs that if you're going to go to Alaska, that you must pack in your suitcase. But before we do that, let's say hello to some people in the chat, Bill. Let's see who we have here. Shady Brady. Oh, ironically, he says, "Hello, everyone. I'm early." Well, I hope so, Shady Brady, because you are coming to Alaska with myself in, what's the countdown? 26 days, 25 days? I always get it wrong. 26 days, something like that.
Who's counting?
Who's counting? Carnival Cruise Addicts. Hey, guys. Hello, Carnival Cruise Addicts. Sherry, Destination Fun. Sherry, I think, also has been to Alaska once or twice. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sherry.
I know one time, I believe.
Once, right? Leanne's Travels. Happy Wednesday, y'all. Hello, Leanne. Thank you.
Welcome in,
Thank you.
Leanne.
Yes, we're down to 3 weeks. 3 weeks, just a little bit more. Can't wait. So excited. I love Alaska. Venture Cast. Mike, hello. Welcome in. caught a little bit of your live as I was hiding in the corner at work today. We'll have to go back and replay so I can listen. Can never listen to audio at work. It's so hard.
I missed it. I got to go back and listen to it myself. I started it, but then I had to cut it off because I had to go somewhere.
And Bill, that's why I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore, because the one live I was watching your banter with Bill, we had a discussion about this, and I had your live in my pocket. Now I'm going up the stairs, and my pocket ended up trying to like hide some messages and like block some people. I told you about that, and we undid it. But I'm like, I'm not doing that at work anymore. Only when I can see the screen. Dewey Ski, hello, Dewey Ski. Good evening, everyone.
Welcome in.
Journeys with June and Brady. Yes, June is also going to Alaska with myself and Brady, and also my friend Richard. Making it all the way down. Dude, that's a good time to go. Let's see. Oh, did I miss it? Wait, what did Dewey say? Dewey, I missed it. Sorry. Uncle Dave. Hey, y'all. Hey, Uncle Dave. How are we doing? Oh, here it is. He says, hoping to be in Alaska in August this year. That's actually when I went last year, Dewey Ski. I went at the end of August with Shady Brady, and I was able to see something pretty cool that I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. But I love going in August. That was once in a lifetime for me. Cruise Nuts. Hello, Cruise Nuts. Welcome in. Another mic. Oh, can we be? Are we in mic compliance?
Oh, buddy.
Dewey Ski says, so far, August has been the coldest time that I've been to Alaska, believe it or not. Last year, it was pretty warm for me. I was peeling off like onions. I was sweating my onions off. Cruise Life TV. Hello, Bill and Scott, driving and listening. Great topic. We're going to Alaska next year. See, I figured this would help a lot of people. And even if it's not, relatively close, like within the next 26 days, there are planning that is going on now with cruises. People are booking Alaska for 26, 27, 25. So even if you are going, the information that you and I are going to share, Bill, is still going to be relevant a year from now. It doesn't matter.
Well, the good thing about this topic right now is Alaska season is just starting to open up. So I think it's going to be relevant for a lot of people. I know there's a lot of group cruises going there. The greatest one of all time is going to be on the Encore June 15th in 2025.
That's right. I forgot there are a couple group cruises going there. That's right. Hello, Emily. She says, hello, boys. Welcome in. VentureCast says, going this Sunday to get on my second Alaska cruise. 14 days on the Miracle. Look at that. Nice. Warming it up. I am going
14 days on the Miracle.
14, yeah, he's going 14. So there must be one more cruise, Mike, and then June, Shady Brady, myself, and my friend Richard are all going to get on the Miracle right after that. So
I'd like to know the ports for the 14 days to Alaska.
That sounds like extra, one or two extra for sure.
Oh, there's got to be more than that in 14 days.
Because with the 11, I'll share a little bit later with the ports that I'm going to, but they're pretty much almost the same. We get a few extra. Yeah. And I switch. I wanted to ask you about this. I'll ask you too after we get to the bottom of the chat. There's a different place in British Columbia that I'm going. I'm sure a couple people have been in it here too as well. Thank you, Sherry, for dropping both of our links too as well. You are amazing. Yes, we have been to Alaska once. That's right. I thought so. That's right. I watched your Alaska content. Duh. VS Speaks Royally. Hello, Warmstrong, and everyone in the chat. Hello, VS. Welcome in. I am jealous. Oh, I'm going to bring a lot of goodies back from Alaska. Don't you worry.
I'm assuming you're going to take an extra suitcase just for souvenirs to give for giveaways.
Yeah, I probably am. Yes, I am. Let's see. Yes, if anybody likes to play bingo, check out Dewey Ski on bingo on Wednesdays. I have been heavily enjoying that. So, I won last week too, Bill. I was so happy I won.
Nice.
I was in Alaska last year, late June, early July, and had one of the best whale watching events that I've ever been on, and it wasn't even an excursion. Oh,
wow.
I was just watching outside the window when I was at breakfast in the buffet one day, and there was 3 or 4 just playing off in the distance on the side of the ship. It was it was awesome. I mean, yeah. Honestly, that is one thing that I definitely love about Alaska is the wildlife. I miss that. I think we missed a little bit of that. How late we went into the season, Uncle Brady. Last year, we went in. I think the last week in August. I think it second to last week in August, and I think I saw one mountain lion. That was it. And I have good binoculars, but there was literally nothing. But I know in earlier in the season, you find a lot of wildlife. That's the one
You
thing.
know, each time I went in May, which was to me it was the perfect time. The weather wasn't bad. Um, I've been there 14 days, and I think maybe it sprinkled on me one day. I never had rain. Every day was sunny. I had a great time. And they kept saying, "Oh, we never have weather like this. We never every day, 14 days. We never have weather like this." No, it's usually foggy. You can't see that mountaintop usually. They just praise the weather, and I'm like, you tell everybody that.
Mhm.
But when I listen to other people, yeah, it rained, and we had a rain gear and all that other stuff. So yeah,
Oh yeah. Let's see. Castaway Ghost, what up, Doe? Hope everyone is well.
what up?
Just getting in from Orlando. Leanne's Travel says, I am going with a rich and jazzy life. Melanie at Sea group cruise. Okay. See,
Melon
there
at
are a
sea.
lot of.
Melon at sea. Yeah, that should be a nice one too.
Oh, here we go. Okay. So he says Sitka, Juneau, Skagway, Ketchikan, Prince Rupert. That's the one I wanted to ask you about. Canada are the ports we are hitting.
Never been to no, the Prince Rupert, or Sitka.
Or Sitka. Sharon and Jackson, formerly Sharon Rowland. Sharon and Jackson has made it. Welcome in. I will definitely find out, but there's definitely not a Bucky's. But there's definitely a Walmart, and I have that on my page. But I'll petition for them to make a Bucky's down there. I think it's a little too cold for Bucky's. You get frozen beaver nuggets, Sean. Nobody wants frozen beaver nuggets. Beaver nuggets are already hard enough. Fats and Trays. Hello, everyone. Hello, Fats and Trays. The bingo channel is Dewey Ski's channel, Emily.
And that was Fat and Tree.
Fats and Tree. Fats and Tree. Danny D, the spectacular support, says, yo. Hello, Danny D. Let's see here. You've got to do a land and sea and spend some time in Denali. That's right, Shady Brady. Last week of August, for us last year anyway, hot and sunny, no rain. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Elisa, see, I knew she would show up. Hey guys, what do I need to pack? Make sure you stick around. I got, oh my God, it's right here. I'm gonna show them to you. Let's see, so let's get down to the bottom of this. Let's get. Okay, and I think we are now down to the bottom. So I'm going to do this so I can keep my place. All right, Bill. Let's do a little bit of this. So we're going to do this early. All right, so cruise conversations. Bill, I'm going to kick this off to you. Our topic is actually a question. Why is an Alaska cruise different? Why is it different than a Caribbean cruise? Or why is it a different than a cruise that somebody may have just gotten off of from Cozumel?
First, I'd like to say thanks to everybody that's come in. But also, if you haven't hit the like button on both channels, go ahead and do that for us. We'd appreciate it. It's supposed to help with the algorithm. So we would appreciate it. For me, Alaska has always been about the sights. The first time I went was probably in 22. I went in 22, 23, and I'll be going to 25. So 22, I didn't want to go. I had no desire to go to Alaska. I had a free cruise that I could take, and it could be, I think it was up to 8 days on a Carnival ship. So I picked the longest cruise, most expensive cruise. And it turned out to be Alaska. But I dreaded it. It's like, man, I could use that and go to the Caribbean and get some sun. I said, nope, I'm going to Alaska. And I'm so glad that I did. The just how beautiful it is. It's almost we always talked about this, how it looks like a movie scene. And I can never get that out of my brain, how beautiful Alaska is. And even if you don't like, and again, I don't like cold weather, but I was lucky. I didn't even have cold weather. When I consider cold, I'm from Detroit, so I'm thinking it's sub freezing. I'm thinking weather like Mike and Rihanna. Hey, welcome in, Mike and Rihanna. Like Mike and Rihanna have, but no, we didn't have really bad weather, and it was the most beautiful place I'd seen. There's one place on earth I like more than that, but that's a close second for right now.
Yeah, I think that, I think a lot of people think of Alaska and just assume it's going to be cold, right? Of course, it's not a Cozumel, and it's not the tropics, and it's not the Caribbean, but you can still go to Alaska many times during the year that it's not cold. And one of those, like Shady Brady shared in the chat here, it was hot last August. I mean, I took a jacket off, and most of the time I did the whole, tie around the whole, because I tried to, oh my God, I don't hold that thing. Tie it around, and honestly, it worked for pretty much the entire port. But I was literally taking clothes off because of how hot it was. And I learned. I mean, you obviously go to cruise, you have the experiences, and you learn. But again, same thing. I assumed that it was going to be cold. I didn't want to go either. Was going to see my best friend who actually works on Carnival. He got a horrible contract on the Luminosa going to Alaska. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to go. I don't really want to go. I only want to, again, just like Bill, I only want to go to the tropics. I don't want to go to Alaska. I want to go to Alaska. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm gonna go with my uncle. I mean, which is cool. Shady Brady, not talking about it. I'm just saying. Gonna go.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. And so I went. And again, just like Bill said, it was something that I didn't know that I needed to do until I did it. It was amazing. It doesn't matter who you go with. And honestly, I could have went by myself, and Alaska would have been just as encapsulating. I didn't think I would get as much as I did out of it. And Bill, I don't know if you agree with me. And I know you went to Tracy Arm Fjord too, or Icy Strait Point, either one of those. But the air in both of those places are, I mean, you go outside and you just breathe in, and it's just like, it's almost like regenerating. Like, I went out there and I breathed for 45 minutes and I just, I did, 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it felt like fresh air. So I went and got the hot chocolate. I sat out there for a little bit, took some pictures. I mean, and as they go down the fjords, they go so slowly. It's almost like they're drifting, like they cut off the engines, and it's so quiet. And it's just, I mean, it's serene. You have to experience it to appreciate it. I could talk all day about it, and you'd be like, that old man doesn't know what he's talking about. And it changed me. Matter of fact, that's about the time. That was the trip. I did a trip from Australia to Seattle. That trip changed the way that I looked at cruising, and to find out that it's the world is bigger than Cozumel and Costa Maya. That trip changed my mind on cruising, and Alaska was just that was in 2022, and that just it opened my eyes.
And see, hey, everybody, if you really listen there, the real tip was the hot chocolate, because I just learned it. I'm like, I'm doing it again the second time with hot chocolate. Bill, I did not do it with hot chocolate. I just did it out there in my jacket. So, Bill, thank you for that. See, why we do that. Hey, I'm being transparent with you guys. I'm just as happy as all you guys are. Rooted and Essentials. Hello, Famous. Hey, Bill and Scott.
Famous.
It was warm when we were in Alaska in September, and we are from Florida. So there you go.
Yeah, that says a lot right there.
It was late August. It was late August. It was either the second to last week, going into the last week, or it was the dead last week. Either way. I think it was like the 23rd. Yeah, it was the dead last week. Yeah, actually, that is actually going to be our next topic. So, Rooted, I will get right back to that in 2 seconds once I get back down to this chat. Uncle Dave says, I lived in Fairbanks for 4 years. The air was so clean. That's the word I was looking for, Uncle Dave. Thank you. The air was so clean. It was great. It's just like, oh,
How clean was it?
so clean. That's a great joke. Thanks, Bill. Journeys with Junior Brady. I will have to learn to layer. I'm a woman in my mid-50s, so I never know if I'm going to be cold or hot. That's right. That's right. Going to be tips for all males, females. It doesn't matter. It's Alaska. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Thanks, Bill. Yes, need that hot chocolate on the deck. I mean, these are great tips, guys. Invaluable. I was there in August once. It was so cold. We were bundled up in our warmest clothes and blankets and drinking hot cocoa with rum. Oh, there's another tip. While we were in the fjord because we were determined not to watch all that natural beauty from the inside. I would do the exact same thing. But yeah, I mean, it could be crazy. I mean, Alaska could definitely be crazy.
I don't care how cold it is. You have to venture outside. If you get too cold, go inside for a little bit, but then come back out, and you have the experience outside, even if it's cold. Yeah, there was a night or two that it got below freezing, so it was cold with the wind blowing. So it was cold, and you wouldn't stay out there long. But with the sun setting, you wanted to be outside, or at least I did.
Absolutely, Alaska is on our bucket list. Mike and Rihanna says. Definitely should be, for sure. KLL Daily. Hey, Billy D. Cruz.
Superman, welcome in.
Hello, Superman. Yes, it was so clean. It was so clean that when I went in the house, I didn't have to do laundry.
See?
That's funny. M says, FYE Chili's Cruises has been to Alaska, even though 90% wheelchair scooter mobility. He likes it a lot. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I like that.
I forget. There was one port we had to tender in, and they would not let scooters on. That was wrong. You have to do what you have to do, but it was one port guy, because I remember one guy, they got him on the tender, but when it came time to get him off the tender, it became a problem because they didn't have the manpower. So we all had to pitch in and try to help him get off the tender.
And I assume with enough people, it happened.
Yeah, passengers doing it, not the crew.
Yeah,
and all the passengers were highly upset. It's like, well, you got them on here. What do you mean you're not going to get them off? So
it's easier to go down the steps than it is up. No. Okay, so let's go to this question, Bill. What's the warmest month for Alaska? So the second topic is actually, what's the best time to cruise to Alaska? So Alaska's cruising season, whether you know it or not, is actually beginning of May. Some people say end of April. Could be end of April. Beginning of May to pretty much the end of September. So, Bill, for you, now that you've been twice, if you could go a third time, when would you book a trip to Alaska, and when's the best time to go to Alaska, in your opinion?
I had perfect weather like the first week or two of May. I've always had like what I consider perfect weather, and it's still you're just getting out of the cold season, meaning that the ice hasn't started to melt and the snow on the mountains hasn't started to melt, and Alaska's not greening up like it does towards August. As you get later in the season, it starts to green up a lot.
Yes.
Whether you know it or not. For me, May was like a perfect time. The weather was fine. There was very little rain and never a rain. It was more like a mist. So I never even had to put on rain gear in May. And again, they told me that was strange, but it happened to me 2 years in a row. So if I had to pick a time now, I would go in May. However, if I wanted warmer weather, I probably would go end of July, probably the beginning of August.
Now, they do say for those who are going to Alaska for the wildlife is really kind of prominent and heavy and out like in May, April, sort of into June, but not really, kind of May. Because when we went in August, like I said, we saw whales. We saw a few whales that breached up. On surprise too, it wasn't like a whale watching. I believe Emily had caught in some whales off the side too as well. But we really saw a lot of whales and nothing else. I mean, people were out looking through their binoculars, trying to find things on the mountains, but it was really just honestly whales at the end of August. What did you see when you went early in May? As Dewey Ski said, he saw a bunch of wildlife when he went early in May.
Oh, well, one thing for us, you had a naturalist on board, and they pointed out all the whales and seals, sea lions, whatever they were. I don't recall what they actually called them. The bald eagles. You had you had used binoculars, but they had bears on the banks of the rivers.
Didn't see any of them.
Without the binoculars, you really couldn't see. You're looking like, what is that? That's something over there. But we're going to get into what you need. But without binoculars, it just looks like nothing. But when you see when you get there and you start seeing, what astounded me was the number of bald eagles that I saw on that trip. I mean, I saw more bald eagles than I did like pigeons here in Detroit. It was just every place where you looked, there was bald eagles, bald eagles, bald eagles.
I can't wait. Wow. We didn't see a one. We didn't see.
Are you kidding me?
Not a one.
There was. We went on a tour. It was probably a whale watching tour, and they were just. You know how seagulls just line up like on a little barge or something. They were all bald eagles, and it was actually that was before I was really into vlogging, so I really don't have many pictures of it.
That was a cool picture.
But it was amazing how many bald eagles I saw.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean, wildlife is a lot more prominent in the earlier months in spring. I'm excited. I want to kind of see a mountain lion. I have a little printed out checklist on my phone that has like find the wildlife. So I'm kind of excited to do I guess they call it wildlife bingo, wildlife checklist. I don't know. Free app. So I'm kind of excited to see all the wildlife because we missed it. I mean, the whales were really cool. Uncle Brady can vouch. We were literally sitting at the bar towards the end of the cruise, and we saw like 50 people run over to the side. One of the ladies was like, whales, whales. One of the ladies that was cleaning, she was like cleaning the windows and was like, oh my God. And there was people were like, what? Like, she's like, whales, whales. And there was like, they came out and they came out again, and everybody came over. Some people got it on their camera. Some people got it on their phone. But yeah, I mean, we only really saw whales. I was like, dang it. Nothing. I want a mountain lion. Eddie Lugo Studios. Hola, Captain. Hello, Eddie. Welcome in. See, it's gonna be May. Sung in the tune of Queen. Yes, it is. Destination Fun said, we had no rain. See, there you go. Andre Southgate, hello. Full support from Andre. Will G, too, as well. Hello, Will G.
Welcome in, Will G. What's that countdown, Will? What's the countdown now?
It's got like 4 days or 5 days.
I know, it's crazy. I'm jealous.
So jealous. Way past KMA territory. He already K'd. Dewey Ski, Denali Wildlife is the best because it's protected. The animals are not afraid of the people, so they do not shy away. You can see them up close a lot of times. That is awesome. I have never been, and can I
I'm still afraid of wildlife.
I can't get there right before. I can't get.
I'm afraid of wildlife. Yeah, they may not be afraid. That scares me.
Not me. Let's see.
I'd be afraid if a rabbit came up to me in the wild. I'd be afraid if a rabbit came up.
Dewey Ski and Tula Caribou Cross, 1,000 strong. We almost sat for an hour at Denali Highway waiting. Oh my God. Jeez.
Wow, 1,000 strong.
Did the naturalists make announcements, or it was a set talk in one of the theaters? Actually, for my cruise, Elisa, that's a great question. Both. So she had multiple different presentations about whales, about all of the wildlife, about the different ports that you would find certain, or at least try to be looking for certain wildlife. And then she would come on randomly too when there was things that she would see, because she has the ability, just like the cruise director, to make announcements from certain places during the ship. And she also has one in a room too. So if she's looking at a room and she says, "Hey, everybody on the starboard side towards the back," maybe where she is, you can see a whale, or you could see she said a few times she saw some, different animals. I never saw them. But yes, she makes different announcements. Did she on yours too as well, Bill?
Yeah, she did. Just it could be random any time of day and night. If she saw something, she let us know. But they also had the meetings in the morning. And if you're on a cruise, don't miss the meetings with the naturalist. Get to
Yes,
know the
don't.
naturalist,
She's
and they
super.
always right after the meeting, or whenever they got together from the auditorium, they would go up on deck and look for wildlife.
That's right. Yes. And John P. Adventures. Hello, John P. Welcome in.
Welcome in, John.
And yeah, I'm going to click on this and I'm going to show you something. Shady Brady, our naturalist, came on the loudspeaker about 1 a.m. about the Northern Lights. So that's another thing that I was going to touch on here, Bill. The Northern Lights is something that you have a chance to see the later that you go and sail into the Alaska season. Again, Brady and myself went the end of August, and we were able to see. Let me present this. I've said this a few times, but I mean, it's that once in a lifetime. I mean, for those who haven't seen
Yeah, you're just bragging on us.
take a look at this here. This is the Northern Lights. One of the definitely the clearest picture of the Northern Lights. I know it's up and down. I hate that it's up and down, but it's the clearest. You can see it was radiant just like that. It took about 45 minutes. I thought the boat was going to tip over because there was about 3,000 people off the back of the boat looking at the Northern Lights. I mean, I don't blame them. There were people trampling each other, not really trampling each other. There were people running through the hallways, staff and guests both, once Emily got on and made the announcement. Again, it was 1:30. And sometimes when you get those announcements that late at night, you can assume that it's not a great or a positive announcement, let's just say. So she came on and quickly said, "Hi, this is Emily. This is not the cruise director. Just want to let everybody know, please get all of your clothes on." And there is a feat on the back of the boat, and it is this wonderful, amazing Northern Lights. And we got to see it in person. I have a few pictures on my camera, but this is definitely the best out of all of them. So Bill, I'm gonna bring myself back. Have you been able to see the Northern Lights in person, in the flesh?
No,
No. Okay.
you knew that. Stop rubbing it in, Scott.
The people had to know. I just went. It's a question. Shady Brady, she was so scared she was going to lose her job, but I met her on the cruise. The cruise director met her and the cruise director on the deck, and all was good. Yes, Neil ran out there, and I met him in the elevator. He was like, "I almost have no clothes on." He's so funny. Neil's almost one of my favorite top 5 cruise directors. He's so funny, and he ran out there, and we all watched the Northern Lights. It was crazy. It was great. Yes, also a Norway cruise, because they are also very close to where you can see the Northern Lights, is supposed to be similar to Alaska. You actually get a higher percentage, I believe, Sherry, to catch the Northern Lights, and a longer period or a longer window than the Alaska cruise, because of how far Alaska is. You're actually quite a distance away from the Northern Lights when you see it in Alaska, especially that vibrant.
What I've seen about Norway looks like Alaska on steroids.
Yeah.
So I do want to do a Norway cruise. So Sherry, when you guys book the cruise, let me know. I'm tagging along.
Keisha, hey there, Bill and Scott. Hello,
Keisha.
Dewey says, we were touring the mountains months, and pulled up into a rest stop, and there was a whole family of bears there. We could look on our window and take pictures, but we were told not to yell or throw them food, and we couldn't go to the bathroom until it had gone away. But they looked at us They looked at us and we were all. They just looked at us and we were on one of the tourist spots. That was crazy. Wow. All right, Bill. I get why you're afraid of him. Okay, I get it. Will's in 37 days, so he's not quite KMA. So not quite KMA. He's close though. Hello, Globies Travels. Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay. Rooted said, I wanted to see the Northern Lights. Yeah, it was honestly, Rooted. I had no idea. That was a cruise that I honestly wasn't really supposed to be on. Just happened to fall on the cruise. And we were also told at the end by Emily after I messaged her on Instagram and they followed her. And she said that that was the only cruise that actually got to see the Northern Lights all season. Well, the Luminosa anyway, of her sailing. So, and my buddy actually confirmed that too. So, I have yet to see the Northern Lights. Went to Alaska. Hope to do that someday. Let's see. Nancy B. the Scratcher has made it in too. Sorry, Bill.
It sounds like I'm gonna have to go later in the year to Alaska one of these times to give me a shot at seeing the Northern Lights.
100%. And Scratch and Pete, if we didn't say hello, I'm sorry, but hello, Scratch and Pete. Sean has a question. Scott, have you ever seen? Well, I guess he's got a question for me. Scott, have you ever seen the Southern Lights? Bill has. Bill, have you seen the Southern Lights?
I've been to the Southern Hemisphere, I guess. I don't know. It didn't remind me of the Northern Lights.
This is also another place you can see it. Yes, we have seen the Northern Lights 3 times in Alberta. That is another place that you can see it too as well. I've heard that. Okay, so let's get down here. Let's see. All right, so with about 20 minutes left, Bill, let's get to our focus topic and why everyone is here. They want to know our must packs for Alaska. So my second time going, if you were going to go again, it would be your third time going. So let's go back and forth and share some of our must-haves. I'll let you kick it off and you go first, Bill. Share one thing that has to go in your Alaska suitcase when you're packing for Alaska. Something different than a bathing suit or snorkel gear. I hope you're not using snorkel gear.
Well, the biggest thing for Alaska is, and I don't know if this was on your list or not, Scott. It probably was, but since you let me go first, I'm gonna get it in first. Clothing that you can layer, because you never know what the temperature is going to be like. It could be cold, it could be hot, it could be in between. So you want to be able to peel off layers. So don't have like just one big coat. Have it where you can a jacket underneath, a sweater, long johns, so you can have layers. There's been times where I have had a heavy jacket on, and there's been time I sat out on the deck in a t-shirt. So you're going to want to dress in layers, and it could change from walking. Like when you get off in Ketchikan, no, Juneau,
Skagway?
Maybe Skagway. When you get off and you walk, and you can walk down to see a glacier, you never know, and you're gonna want to change clothes, and you're a mile and a half away from the glacier. So just make sure bring layers is one of the things that I would recommend to anybody. Just bring layers.
Yes, there is. Okay, so that is technically one of the things on my list. It's a jacket. It's so one of the best, and I don't have a picture of it because I haven't invested in it, and I'm going to show you exactly why I haven't invested in it. But is a Columbia 3-in-1 jacket. Exactly what Bill was saying. Okay, so the Columbia 3-in-1 jacket, it's only about $100 on sale, $130 not on sale, but it is a 3-piece jacket. Okay, you put this thing on and you feel like you have a winter jacket on, right? It peels off the outer layer and then you feel like you have a windbreaker on. You are then able to peel that layer off and you basically kind of have like a long sleeve something kind of on. So it's a 3-in-1 kind of jacket, and it's built for Alaska. It is probably the #1 jacket to get for Alaska. If somebody has this jacket, the Columbia 3-in-1, they make different styles, they make different colors. If somebody has this, please let us know in the chat that it is the best jacket, because I know a couple people that have this jacket and have told me to get this jacket. However, I will tell you why I don't personally have the Columbia 3-in-1, because all of my jacket people out there, and Bill, this is going against what you said, not really going against, but I'm going to tell you why. Okay, this is a vintage Helly Hansen. Okay, so it is somewhat heavy. It also has a hood that you can roll up and put in, but it is more than enough for Alaska. Now, what I do is I will have this on the outer layer. I will have a hoodie on under, and then I will have a t-shirt like this. So again, the whole layers concept is 110% true. However, with this, I feel like you get just enough. I'm not going to tell you how much I spent on this jacket, but I spent enough on this jacket, more than the Columbia jacket. And I'm not going to go to get 2 jackets, because this is basically my Alaska jacket, or it's the jacket that I wear when I'm going to places that I know people know Helly Hansen, and like, that's a vintage Helly Hansen. This is from the 90s. This is my baby. This is literally my baby. And you can add Brady too. I was peeling off, I was putting back on, and it's great. And the hood too, being able to tuck the hood so the thing is not like hitting you, it's amazing. So I love that jacket. I'm not telling you to go get the Helly Hansen, but another recommendation, because I have friends that actually have that 3-in-1 jacket, for $100. I mean, on Amazon, just wait for the sale.
Well, I have a vintage jacket from the 90s, and it was members only. You ever had a members only jacket?
No.
It kept me warm many a nights.
Hello, Will. Together we traveled. I just dropped a deposit the other day for a cruise to Alaska on the Carnival Spirit, August 2020. There you go. See?
And I like the Spirit class ship too.
Kel L. Daily. Bill should have a segment called "Paying the Bills with Bill" and go
I like
through
it,
the.
Kel. I like it. Kel, I read that earlier, and I'm like, I wanted to say, Kel, highlight that right there, because I want to. That's a good one, Kel. Thank you. I always need topics, and that's one I'm going to do. Thank you.
Oh, Kel, me and you should sit in a marketing room, buddy. Oh, I love that. That got me fired. We were warm when we got off the ship, then got on the boat for whale watching, and we're cold and had to put the jacket. So layers are good. It's perfect. You put them on, you put them off, and that is Alaska. Like, don't think, oh, I'm weird because I'm hot now, or I have to take my jacket. Like, no, find a good suitable jacket. Columbia 3-in-1, a great suitable jacket, just like the Helly Hansen, and bring that and expect to clothe in layers. Don't just bring the jacket and be like, oh, I'm just gonna because that's not going to work. You definitely got to take some layers. Long sleeves, those like long sleeves. That's not like a hoodie, but it's like the like mesh material. Even some Under Armour. I know Shady Brady had what are those ones that you wear on your like long johns? He had long johns on, so under his pants. Let's see. Yeah, I just hope it's not raining. I hope so too.
You never know. I can't talk together we travel. I can't talk too much about it because I don't want to give them any ideas on my list. So we'll talk.
We actually had a little bit of rain. It was actually just a drizzle. I forget what port it was in, but it literally lasted for like 20 minutes, and then people thought we were going to get the whole port. It was just 20 minutes. It's kind of like a sun shower, to be honest. Yes, I am very passionate about my jacket, Sherry. It comes. You guys can see it in my vlogs too. If you guys click on it, I'm not lying. Members only, Bill. You were styling. Members only.
I was. I had it for the longest. My kids I think I wound up throwing it away. I was like, I still wear this one.
Members only. See, look at how many people in the chat remember that. A Rich and a Jazzy Life. Hello, appreciate your live tonight. The group cruise 7/12/24 with Melanie at Sea. Thank you for all the tips. There you go. See, look at that.
That should be a great cruise. They put on a great series, the Melanin at Sea series. Every time I try to get a t-shirt, and I haven't looked lately, Rich or Jazzy, but I'm trying to get a t-shirt. I need a t-shirt And I got to join you guys on a cruise one of these days.
Another group cruise for us, Bill.
That
And
is.
it's another live for another segment. Bill and I going on a group cruise together. We are. All right, so let me share one of my must takes. Okay, so now that my jacket is out of the way. Okay, okay. I'm gonna come out of the gate strong. Okay, we were talking about these bad boys almost all live. We were referring to binoculars. Now, there's many different perspectives in the binoculars that one would bring on a Alaskan cruise. Okay, a lot of them say, "Oh, you want the best ones? You want the Canon 68.98 digital zoom, Oculus double wrap around your head." Honestly, those things are huge. They're big and bulky. And once you really, and Bill, you can echo or you can disagree, but once you get on the cruise, you don't really need all of that. You really don't. You really don't. You need good binoculars. You can't go to the 99-cent, 125 great and buy binoculars. They're not going to work. But you got little travel binoculars. Okay, these work perfectly. I had these in my pocket. I had them in my back pocket. I had them everywhere. They are 30 by 60. So if you guys want to know the exact measurements, they're 30 by 60. So more than enough. Okay. You can see out of them. I can't see you guys because obviously you guys are 30, 60 away, but these are perfect. I mean, they're small. They got me to see the things that I were not there on the mountains, but I was looking and I could clearly see. And sometimes when you get those like really bad binoculars that you buy and you think that are good, and then all you could see is like this because they're horrible and you're literally just looking at your eyelashes. Well, yeah, these are. I don't have the exact link for this exactly. I was looking for it, but hopefully we'll put it in the description at one point if you want these, because I bought these off Amazon. I read probably 50 reviews before I bought these things, and I am so glad I bought them. I bought them on a Black Friday double deal, something like that. I got them for like, I don't know, $30 or $35, $37. They're amazing. So I love these. I personally think a smaller travel, powerful binocular is better in my opinion. I don't know what your feeling is, but
It all depends. Your equipment that's too big and you don't use it is not good equipment. So that's why you see a lot of people, a lot of vloggers with all these great big cameras and big lenses. It's hard to vlog with those. However, for Alaska, with the interchangeable lenses, you're going to want to zoom in 100x maybe to get to the shorelines to get a clear picture of the animals or the wildlife that you're going to see. Yeah, they sell those on the ship. You can get them a lot cheaper on Amazon than you can on the ship.
oh
And
yeah,
they also rented the binoculars, which weren't too bad. And they not the best in the world, but it's better than using your eye. I have a Samsung, an older model Samsung phone, and it had like 100x zoom. The problem was it was tough to hold it steady. So no, I would recommend a good pair of binoculars, but ones that aren't too big, because you're going to want to move around a lot, and not just on the ship. When you get off the ship, when you're walking, when you're hiking, you're going to look at the trees are, they're going to be 75 feet in the air, but you're going to see eagle nests up there, and you're going to want to zoom in on it. So a good pair of binoculars, I will definitely agree. And I wouldn't go all out with the real big pair that they'd use on a battleship, because you're not going to carry those.
no,
You're just not going to carry them. You might use them on the ship, but you're not going to carry them off the ship.
that's right. That's right. They're gonna be too clunky. I mean, they came off in every port, and I never felt like it was an inconvenience. If I needed them, I had them. I didn't need them on off port. This time I will, because I'm going and forcing myself to go hiking in Alaska. And Brady already said he would go. So we are going to go hiking, and I'm going to use these things. But I mean, look at they're so tiny. I put them right in my back pocket. Put them in my backpack. I mean, get yourself a really good pair of travel-sized, powerful binoculars. Because 30 by 60 is
Yes.
pretty. And that was the one thing when I saw, I was like, 30 by, all right, let's see how good they are. But I mean, man, they were great. They were great. Okay, so last year when I was in Alaska, anytime we were at sea, it was cold and cloudy, foggy and rainy. But every time it was land, it was very pleasant and sunny. That was actually the first time I had ever heard a foghorn sound. Let's see. Now, Bill, which club are you a member of? The Mile Low?
Ooh.
I still have my dad's leather members only jacket. Ooh.
Oh, leather. Now, see, now you're talking. I didn't have a leather one.
Oh, Sherry, Bill's trying to dress like Zach Morris with the members only jacket.
I'm a little older than that, but okay. Zach Morris.
Hello, John P. I think we said hello before. Let's see. Hello, Bruce. He says, hello, everyone. Driving and listening. Welcome in. Travel to not the Battleship Binoculars. Way too clunky, way too big. And you
Nobody's going to use them.
No, you don't use them as much as you think you're going to use them. Yeah, it does. Me and you sound like we have the same brain. Okay. All right, Bill. So number 2 on your must-have pack list. Let me put all this to the side so I don't read them out. What is your number 2?
Number 2. And now you got nice and layered up. You got your clothing on. A good pair of walking shoes. No, a great pair of walking shoes. If you're going to spend money on anything, outer layer, your outer layer for your clothes, and a great pair of walking shoes, because you do a lot of walking. It's like when you go to Europe, you don't. When you go to a European city, when you go to Rome, when you go to Paris, you do a ton of walking. And most people, they have whatever, the little cheap shoes and their Crocs and all. It doesn't work well, people. Get a good pair of walking shoes, preferably a pair that's waterproof. Because if it does rain and you're hiking on trails, so it'd be muddy, it'd be wet. A good pair of walking shoes. You can style when you're on the ship. Go ahead and bring your dress shoes and party when you're on the ship. But when you get off and you're in Alaska, you're going to want to do some walking and have a good pair of walking shoes. So that's my number 2.
If not waterproof, water resistant, and I definitely
yeah, definitely.
100%. I mean, the ones that I bring to Alaska for out in port it's a Nike hiking / walking trailing shoe. So again, just looks kind of like an outdoor sports shoe. But again, the traction on that, I mean, I could climb up a rock going straight up like this. I mean, they were only $90, so they were great and again comfortable. When I came in from walking all day, they were great. So definitely get a good pair of walking shoes. I didn't even think about that, Bill. That is
well. It's an Alaskan cruise is different than a Caribbean cruise. Rich and Jazzy, if you're still in here, see they go and they get dressed up on the different nights and formal nights, and they have a lot of nice stuff. Mm-hmm. Alaska cruise usually it's more laid back and people aren't dressing up as much. Yeah. You want to be comfortable on this cruise and got a good pair of walking shoes and dressed in layers and not necessarily name brands. And that's kind of the way I dress anyway. When I was younger, I used to wear the suits and stuff. I don't really do that now, but a good pair of walking shoes. And a lot of people don't think of it because they think more like Caribbean. They drop you off at a port, you walk to a beach, or you ride to a beach, and you get off. You're there. You do a lot of walking. You can do a lot of walking in Alaska. And if you want to see Alaska, you're going to do a lot of walking.
All right. So, Bill, I am going to echo right off of that. And so when you're doing a lot of walking in Alaska, right? What do you usually get?
Tired? No.
Tired. Another T word. What's it?
Another T word. When I'm what? Thirsty?
There you go. Thirsty. So what I have here, it looks like nothing, but watch this. I'm going to unscrew this here and whoa, we got a water bottle. It is a collapsible water bottle. So I know you probably bring your tumblers on the ship for all of your alcohol. I'm sure that you bring all of your coffee mugs and your coffee cups. I'm sure all those go, but they don't collapse like this bad boy here. This bad boy was $10. And let me tell you how much I wanted one of these things last year. I saw these after my Alaska cruise, and I came home and I bought myself one. I am actually going to gift one of these out later this week on Saturday because I love this thing so much. I refound it in my suitcase. And yeah, when you are out in Alaska and you are walking around, there are a lot of water stations. And I'll tell you, the water is a lot better in Alaska than it is in Arizona. So you can trust it. It tastes like the coming off the glacier. No, it doesn't really, but you know, it is fresh water, and they have a lot of refill stations. And even if you want to put water in here for before, look, I'm squeezing it. This thing will hold water, and it was $10. So I mean, this, whether you want to say, oh, okay, it's a must have for a Caribbean cruise, sure. But Bill, I'm telling you, if you don't have one of these, I'm sending you one of these. This collapsible water bottle, look, and it's got a little flappy thing, and then all you do, look, you're like, oh, well, I don't want the thing to just like flop and hang, right? It's got a little rubber band, which will probably end up breaking at one point. It's actually pretty good. And look, it straps it. Look,
Sweet.
It's like
That is a great idea to save some space.
Save some space. You will use, I promise you, you will use this in port. And you will thank me and be like, damn, I'm so glad he told me to get this $9.99 water bottle. This I have the link for. So after the live, I'll put it in the description. But yeah, this is my number 2. So thirsty. You can even put alcohol in it if you want. Yay. I love Cruising Royal. Says, hey, warm, strong, and controversial, everybody. That's cool. That's cool. Water bottle in my pocket. That's right. Especially when you are walking in Alaska.
For me, it's more it's more when it's empty. You know, it doesn't take up space. And that one of the things on my list is a backpack, because I need a place to put the water bottle, and now that's collapsible. A camera or a phone or things like that I don't want to have in my pockets, put it in there. Or if I need to peel off some layers, or if I need to bring a jacket and it's too warm now, but I want to put it in my, in my bag. So I always, wherever I go, even on Caribbean cruises, every time you see me, I usually have a backpack on, because it has the water in it and the liquor I'm trying to sneak onto the ship, or whatever it is. Not people, I don't sneak liquor on the ship. So
war.
But I always, one of the things one of my recommendations would be get a nice backpack. And I get one that I don't have it here, where they have a pocket on the back that it's flat against your back and has a zipper, so people can't pickpocket you from the back. So a good backpack is, you'll always see me with it, and you're gonna have to lift up the backpack to get to anything, my wallet or whatever in there.
I like that. Would you say a backpack is more essential for going out in Alaska port than it is in a Caribbean port?
For me, yes, because the weather can change in Alaska. You always have to bring rain gear. You're gonna have to bring your layers of your jacket, or you may have to peel it off. If you're hiking, you're gonna want to have water. You're gonna want to have a little snack, maybe. So for me, it's almost essential to have like something to carry it in. And I don't want to carry like in my hand. And if I put it on my backpack, I don't even know it's on me.
Right. Souvenirs too. You put your souvenirs in your, not like your glass, but even if it's wrapped up, you could place it in the bottom. Yeah. Great idea.
You could. But I'm thinking more of like not in the port area. Once you get away from the port area, then that's where you're on your own. You got to be a survivor. You gotta be self-sufficient and get out there and have your water, and again, you have a snack. Hopefully you get to some place where you don't need it. But what if? I went on a helicopter ride. I went to a glacier. It was fine where I was at. I had no idea what the being on the glacier was going to be like. Was it going to be cold? Was it going to be wet? Was it going to be, how we're going to be there for an hour? Do they have water there? Do they have, a snack there if I needed a snack or whatever? And I was able to carry everything with me. And it just made it easy. For me, it made it real easy.
110%. I always, so in the Caribbean, I have like a small like crossbody bag that's like tropical. It's like a backpack that's like this big, but it goes around my back. I can either put it around the front or I can put it around the back, and it's easy. It just carries like my wallet, a few other things. But when I go to Alaska, and I went to Alaska, I brought my full backpack out with me again for the same thing that like Bill said. You're in the port, you're exploring the port, you're hiking, you're doing more hands-on things. So you end up gathering and getting more things than you think that you would normally get. And again, things like this that you don't even think about that you can now just have the luxury of putting in a backpack. Great idea. Great idea. So Marjorie has also come in. Hello, Marjorie Ambrose. Welcome in.
Marjorie.
Keisha says, God, it really sounds like Alaska is the ultimate summer camp adventure. I really want to go. You should go.
It really is. It can be. It can be as adventurous as you want it to be. If you want to stay on the ship, if you want to stay in the port area, you can. If you want to look at the beauty, if you look at the background right now of Scott's picture, the background, that's probably from the ship, so you can see that beauty from the ship. But you want to take the train ride in Ketchikan, I believe, and go up into the mountains. And I mean, you want to get out there with a Skagway. You want to get out there. You're right. Ketchikan is the little town that you go to. So you're right. For me, you're going to want to get out there and experience the nature up close and personal if you can.
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, Bill, this is such a good idea. Bill, but if you get a backpack, you need to have your channel on it.
There's a few people that have that.
Somebody has a birthday coming up. Just saying. Don't forget about it. Orange Golden Vlog. Hey, howdy, how? Hey,
Ross.
Hey, howdy, hey, everyone. Hello, Ross. Sorry.
Hope you're feeling well, Ross. I know Ross. He canceled his live for Friday, so hopefully he's feeling well.
Yes, hope you are feeling well, Ross. A Rich and Jazzy says, "Hit us up for a Melanie at Sea shirt. We got." I
will. I'm going to Meat and Eyes. They're having Edna's World is having a group cruise in June. Well, Scott, you're on it. Me and you're on it together. Yeah. And I want to get that T-shirt for that cruise. So, Rich and Jazzy, I will be contacting you probably today or tomorrow, or go to your website. Thank you so much.
Bear repellent. Yeah, we need some bear repellent.
I was afraid that walk to the glacier. I was afraid. Every time I heard something in the bushes, I'm like, because they give you a warning about bears and what to do in case you come across a bear. I'm from the city. I'm not used to that. I'm used to if you see a gang over there, go across the street. Well, I don't know how to do that with a bear. I'm not walking into the woods, so I needed all the help I could get with the bears. Luckily, I didn't see one.
Ross will tell you where to get it then. That's called a fanny pack, Scott. No, it's not. It's called a crossbody bag. Sorry, Bill.
It did sound like a fanny pack. I didn't want to say that, Scott. I didn't want to call you out. It did sound like a fanny pack. It sounded like a fanny pack that you just looped over.
I love cruising, Royal. I will be back on Royal next week. Look at that. Hey, everyone's going on cruises. We have a private whale watching and king crab feast on my buddy's crab boat in Juneau. Take me with you, Ross. Just joking. Okay, so what is it? Is it my turn? Where is? Oh, yes. Okay, so this is my last. This is my last? Yeah, this is my last. This is my last item. Oh, I have one that I don't have to show you. Sorry. I have a list in front of me. Sunscreen. So I might go twice, but sunscreen. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to Alaska. It's cold. I don't need sunscreen. No. I will tell you, even if it's low UV, do your skin a favor and do yourself a favor and bring sunscreen. Because import, it's so expensive because I have to import it there. So little tiny bottle, way more than you want to pay. Forget about it. On Carnival, it's actually cheaper on Carnival to buy it on the ship. So don't get stuck in that situation. Please invest in sunscreen. Right now, I'm telling you, everybody that goes to Alaska and doesn't think about it, sunscreen, I am here to remind you to bring sunscreen. And I've heard Bill say it before, so I know that he'll agree with me on that. So,
and that's every trip you need to go on. The sun hits differently. This last cruise I went on with my son, we went down to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And I said, hey, I got some sunscreen here. I don't need it. Bro, you got to put some on. And I convinced him to put at least some on his head. And today he's talking about, I got a little sunburn up here. You should have listened to me.
Yep. Yep. I got color in Alaska. That wasn't even Coco Can. I got color in Alaska, Bill. So I mean,
oh, the sun is bright. And don't forget, I mean, sunglasses. If you're looking into the mountains and they have snow and the snow blindness, it's real, people. If you go in the right time of year, if you go later in the year, you have less snow. But if you go early in the season, there's still a ton of snow out in the mountains. Not necessarily where you're walking, but in the mountains. So it's bright.
Bill, comparing bears to inner city gang, same thing. Don't look them in the eye, Keisha. Oh man.
West Side. Don't look him in the eye, and you cross the street, Keisha.
Yes,
like start patting your pockets like this, and I forgot something, and turn around and walk back. See, I could know how do you do that with bears?
Oh, I love this podcast. Rich and Jazz, I meant a Melanie and C Peoples at C Peoples asked me if I'm going. I'm not a Carnival fan. I need it to be a reasonable price. I'm a Diamond member and get offers from the casino. Bill, I know you know how those Diamond offers are. So
for Carnival, Royal, blah, 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 blah. I love cruising Royal. I think she's like Diamond Plus or about to be Diamond Plus for a Royal. She's big time. I mean, she's big. I love cruising Royal. It's big time. She's big time.
It's a cruise life. Hey guys, sorry for being late. Never late. I love that. That's awesome. Let's see. In Alaska, long exposure times to sun, there is more sunlight, and it can be very intense, reflecting off the water. 110%.
It can. It's bright when the sun is out, but it was always out when I was up there.
Hey, at Catherine Koo says, hey Keisha. Hello, Catherine.
Welcome in.
Bill, Cruise Life says, any hotel recommendations for Vancouver or anybody in the chat? I have not been to Vancouver. Stay over.
I've never been to Vancouver. Every one of my cruises, or the two that I've been on, have been out of Seattle.
Mike and Rihanna may be able to give you a recommendation. Mike and Rhea are still here. They might be able to give you a recommendation. Let's see. M says, I thought you were supposed to make yourself look a picture. Okay, I have one last one. Bill, do you have any more before?
Well, I mean, for me, it's just the normal stuff. It's going to be a good cell phone to take some pictures, a decent camera. You're going to want a lot of pictures from this. And usually cell phones aren't necessarily good enough. They are, but you're going to want a tripod or something that you're able to hold it steady.
Okay.
So, bring a tripod, even for one that holds your phone. Get a tripod so it's a steady picture. Don't do it by hand. You can, but trust me, once you see the sights, once you see like the picture, this background up here, once you see that in person, you're going to want some good pictures, and you're going to want to have enough memory. You're going to have enough memory to
easy
hold all the pictures, because you're going to snap pictures from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. Just look at the sights. And it's going to be an early day, and the sun it sets later, and it's going to be a late day. You're going to spend a lot of time up, and you're going to take a lot of pictures.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like I said, even something as simple as what I just showed here, right? This. I mean, yes. I mean, you're still holding it, but you're gaining more stability by having it here rather than trying to, do this where I'm like recording Bill as he's like looking off the mountain, and I'm like, you don't realize, but something as easy as this. I know you have a more complicated gimbal, a better gimbal, or a better stick, but even something as easy and cheap as this was only $15-$20. Definitely go. Good tip. Okay, let's see. Embarkation Nation. Hello, Embarkation Nation. Welcome in. I have one last one, Bill, and it's actually kind of funny and good that I let you go first. So with all of your electronics, right, I know our hands will get a little cold, so you definitely want to bring some gloves for Alaska. However, the great thing about these bad boys is, I know you already know, they got the finger tippies. So that means you can still scroll on your phone and you can still take pictures and things like that. So I actually have a thinner pair. So I actually have two pairs. This one's actually my bulkier pair. So I'm bringing my bulkier pair. But yeah, I suggest getting ones that you can definitely use to scroll on your social media and take pictures and things like that. They will definitely come in handy. My hands were definitely cold. That's what is making me bring these this time, that I did not bring any types of gloves last time. I was hands in
Oh
pocket.
no.
I didn't even bring hand warmers. That's another thing I should have put on the list.
Oh,
The
yeah.
little slap
Wait
clap
a
hand
second. You
warmer.
went to Alaska with no gloves?
No gloves, Bill. No gloves. No
Cuckoo,
gloves.
cuckoo, cuckoo.
You learn.
I
Learn.
did have gloves. The idea of having gloves that you can work your phone, and,
Yeah.
and cameras and things like that, that makes a lot of sense. And also a nice, a skull cap or a hoodie or something to cover your ears. You lose a lot of heat from your head. So the gloves, I really love that idea. I mean, how you didn't take some the last time is crazy.
And the other ones are more tight to your hand, so I like those two. I'll probably end up bringing both because it's not a lot. But these are definitely going to keep you warmer. These are more padded. The other ones are again are more skin tight. But again, they both have those fingertips, so it comes in handy because nothing like having to take it off, take the picture, put the glove back on. It's like, oh, I want to take another picture. Take the glove back off. Oh, no, no,
Am I right, Elisa? No gloves? That's yikes.
I know. See, that's why I'm doing it this time. I'm being transparent with you guys. These are
Yep.
things that the second time around, I'm making sure I 110% have. And I know people like Elisa are going to Alaska right after I am. I mean, I think maybe a month after I am. So these are things.
Oh,
And again, there's people going after that and people going next year, people going in 2026. And this is all stuff that's still going to be relevant then. So,
yeah. And make sure get a poncho, people, for the rain. You want something that doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be like any kind of weight to it. But if it starts to rain, you're going to want a poncho. So have one that you can fold up, a little small one, and fold up, put over
yep.
yourself. Make sure it's nice and big. It's not a fashion show. You just want to
No.
try to stay dry. Waterproof boots or shoes or water resistant, and a nice poncho.
Yep. Like 50 or you can go to the dollar store and get the big one and just you throw it over. It's like a plastic bag with a hole in it. You just pop your head out.
Pretty
It's
much
just,
like they do. Like if you go to Niagara Falls and you go on
yes,
the voyage of the maiden voyage or whatever it's called,
correct.
voyage mist, maiden of the mist, something like that, whatever it's called.
You can also get those hand warmers too. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I'm actually probably going to order some of those right when we get off this live. That's another great idea too. You could put one of those if it's cold enough, which I'm praying that it's not. But I could pop one of those in there because I got enough room. I pop one of those suckers in there, and I got some real warm hands. You know what I'm saying? Come hold my hand. You know what I'm saying? So, good idea, Andrew. Thank you. Thank you. See, you guys help us too.
I love
Bring it
cruising
in.
royal. Never mind. I'm going to get muddy. I'm going to get muddy, or I'm going to get dirty with mud. Not necessarily, but you have to be prepared. And if you go hiking, if you have to go off trail, you might get a little dirty. But you don't have to. There's things to see that you don't have to get. You don't have to become one with nature. There's a ton of other things to do. There's the whale watching. You're going to go from land to a ship or a little boat. Yeah, Miranda, it's for the gram. I'm sorry, it's for the YouTube. Do it.
All right, Bill. Do you have any other items? I don't have any other items. I have all of my stuff that I'm packing for Alaska now thrown in a corner over here. So I have to go and grab it after this live. But I think I've shared, and I'm pretty confident with the 5 items that I've shared that are going to make my suitcase. Of course, all the other things, like Bill said, all the other cruise essentials that you would normally bring, but we're not going to
Exactly.
go through that list and just bore you guys with that. These are our must-haves that must go in your suitcase. They must.
And that's things that you normally wouldn't think of on a regular cruise. I mean, your travel documents, your medications, your evening attire. You don't do that in every cruise anyway. So those are the kind of things we weren't talking about today. But just certain things like that you never thought about on an Alaskan cruise. On an Alaskan cruise is different, and it's more sedate. Usually it's an older crowd because a lot of people, when they hear Alaska, they think cold and don't want to go. And I was like that until I
Same.
went. But then now I recommend it to everybody at least once. At least once. Even if you don't want to get off the ship, you'll see enough that will make you think Louis Armstrong song, "What a Wonderful World." You'll be like, anyway, you will think of that as you're sitting out there and just contemplating life.
All right, let's see how I do on this poll. Okay, so have you ever cruised to Alaska? I'm going to be good and actually talk about this. Have you ever cruised to Alaska? 5% says yes every year. 15% of mine says yes once. 25% says no, never. And 55% of you say no, but it is on my bucket list. So I have 20 votes on there. So thank you for everybody that's voting. I'm going to end that poll. I'm so bad at doing that. But yes, have you ever cruised to Alaska? I was just wondering. I know some of you have plans on cruising to Alaska, and I know that it's definitely one of those hot topics. So, Bill, any closing polls on your side? Are you closing out your poll?
I did. I just found it. I closed the polls on my side. We had 32 votes. Have you ever cruised to Alaska? No, but it's on my bucket list. That's 75%. Yes, once, 21%, and yes, every year, 3%. I want to know those 3%. Yikes! Wow. But I can see how you become hooked on Alaska. And for those 75 that it's on the bucket list, make it happen. I don't know how to tell you. It will change the way you view the world and nature. And I wasn't a big nature. I'm a city boy. I wasn't a big into nature. I mean, if I went camping, I wanted internet if I went camping. So I'm not but once I got to Alaska and just looked around, I got to admit, 40 some odd cruises. It's in the top 5. It's probably, for just cruises alone, probably top 3.
Oh, mine too. Top 5.
Just because how beautiful it is. And one of my favorite pictures, I sent it to you. I don't know if you have it, but one of my favorite pictures was when I was on Luminosa and I'm throwing up a peace sign. I had a little hoodie on, and I just love that picture. Whenever somebody wants a picture of me, I'm like, I'll send you this one. Make sure you go. 75% of you, make sure you make it up to Alaska just one time, and you might want to do it again.
That's what happened with me. That's what happened with you. It's just you don't even think about it. Mike and Rihanna said there's battery operated heated gloves that you can order online. I've seen those. I don't know. They weird me out a little bit. Batteries explode. I don't know. That's just me. I can't. I don't know. I just need natural. I'm old school. Best material for base layers is socks and merino wool, natural wool, and it wicks water away. Keeps you warm or cool or dry. There you go.
And that's what you want. You want to try to keep dry. Keep your feet dry. Keep your body dry, but especially your feet. Always take care of your feet. If you ever been in the military, which I wasn't, but I know enough people that have, one thing they stress is take care of your feet. And you're going to want good shoes and some good socks. That's gonna wicker the water away from your feet, and so your feet stay dry and clean.
That's right. And yo, traveling fools. Hello, traveling fools.
Welcome in.
And Alaska is beautiful. Yes, it is, Jennifer. Yes, it is. So, Bill, I am down to the bottom of the chat. Before we get out of here and we close our 39th episode now of Cruise Talk Live. What do you got for warm, strong adventures going on the front, talking about cruising and more cruising?
I'm trying to get on it. I put a video out Monday. Tomorrow I have banter with Bill, and I'm going to be giving my review of Allure of the Seas, my first Oasis class ship, and what I thought about Royal and the Oasis class ship. I have every Monday I'm putting out a new video. I think this Monday coming up on 22nd at 5 p.m. Eastern time, it will be my embarkation day. believe it's in. I'm up to my first sea day, but I think the video is coming out. Embarkation day is going to be Monday, and then back here on Wednesday for another Cruise Talk Live with you, Scott.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that I did that. Sorry. So controversial cruising. What do you have going on? Oh, look at that. So for me, that was a great transition. For me, tomorrow I will be doing Thirsty Thursday trivia with the astute tourist Jimmy, and we will be giving out some cool prizes. We're going to be doing a little name that tune 80s music. So for all my 80s babies, I hope that you show up, and even the 70s babies and 90s babies. I hope you guys all show up for some trivia tomorrow. On Friday, we have started a match game live. Again, sticking with that game theme. I love hosting game shows. So sticking with that, we're doing a match game live. This week, we are actually bringing up a special guest. So this week, I'm not going to tell you. You guys have to show up. We are going to have some special prizes, but definitely some special guests. We're going to have Cruise Life TV, who is a panel star. We're going to have Carnival Cruise Addicts, a panel star, and then we are going to have 2 guests. So I cannot wait to do that. And I also have some new things that I'm starting on Saturday. I am starting and premiering my morning podcast called the Controversy Cast. So we're going to be talking about some controversial topics in the cruise world for about a half an hour. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have coffee with you guys, and we are going to chat all about cruising and the controversial topics in the cruise world. And then I am also going to crazily host a Saturday word scramble where I am going to give away one of these travel bottles for all my travel people. So a word sloppy Saturday word scramble. So for all you people that want to continue to kick off to the week and play some games with me towards the end of the week, I hope you do. And yeah, and then Bill, I'll be right back here. Dang it. Right back here with you next Wednesday.
I'm going to win that water bottle, Scott. So you might as well just send it to me now, because I'm going to win the water bottle. Because that I do love. That's a great idea. I love Cruising Royal. Yes, I did see Mamma Mia. Royal had a show on it. I mean, it was a whole play. It was 2 hours and 45 minutes long, and I did see it. And I was going there to get some footage of it and then leave. You couldn't record any, so I didn't record any. But I stayed for the whole. The play was so good, I stayed for the whole play.
Yeah,
2 hours and 45 minutes on a cruise watching a play. That sounds crazy, but I did it.
It is crazy. That is crazy. And yes, Cruise Life TV says looking forward to it. So another one of my co-hosts on Friday that will be on the panel of stars. There is actually also too. I don't know how many of you actually watch the match game live, but I actually created a way where you guys can request to be a star on the panel. So go and find that live. It's in the description. If you guys want to come up on the panel, there's a quick little survey. I want to know why you guys want to come up on the panel, and maybe we'll invite you. So I forgot to talk about that because I worked on that yesterday. So yeah, that's up and live. So I am excited. Otherwise, Bill, I will see you. I guess I'll see you here next week. Same time, same
See
time.
you next week. I'm going to see you tomorrow, and hopefully you stop by and see me tomorrow.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
5 p.m. Eastern time for me, people. 7 p.m. Eastern time for Scott.
Even if I'm hiding in the corner, Bill, that is 100% banter with Bill.
If you can't make it, you can't make it. I understand. But it's always a pleasure. As I said, I always look forward to these Wednesday chats with you as far as cruising. And I think this topic was a timely topic. I think a lot of people are getting ready to go on an Alaskan cruise, and they're thinking about it, and they've never been before. And I think the word Alaskan cruise scares a lot of people because they think it's going to be like minus 12, snowy. You're going to run into icebergs and all this other stuff, and they have no idea what to expect. And I think the more we talk about it, the more people want to do it, and I think the more it's going to make it more expensive, people, because the more people see it, they're going to want to go back. But I think this was a great topic for everybody.
It was. And we get into another one of those cruises, I guess, next week because we're going to talk about a group cruise that you and I are going on that may be a little controversial too, eh?
I don't know about controversial, but it should be fun.
Well,
we gotta talk about the drink package.
we're going to talk about the drink packages, Bill. That's right, my favorite. So hope you guys all show up next week to talk about Margaritaville at Sea, the new drink packages. That's right. So see you guys next
I've
week.
never bought the drink package on any cruise my entire life. This Endless World cruise, I think this is gonna be my first time. I gotta hang with the big dogs on this cruise.
That's right,
Scott,
you do.
I gotta hang with the big dogs.
You do. So we're going to talk about it next week. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Bye bye, everybody. Talk to you soon.